I'm in love with a Christian man. He's much better than all the Muslim men that I know.
Akhi, are you being serious? This conversation took a quick left. Don't marry these kafir men.
You could only get with one woman in your whole life?
It's not for everybody.
You can marry a woman for this thing. She's the pretty one, her intellect, but she's pretty. She needs to be the mother of my 15 children.
This might sound a little weird.
You have to know how to kill someone.
It's peak, bro.
The main thing that they find attractive is...
Wallah, it's so bloody attractive. They love that in a man.
What's the dream team? If you could fill up all 4 slots.
Hey, don't put words in my mouth.
What, brothers, trust me, women can be beautiful. If she doesn't have deen, wallah, she's ugly.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to another episode of Chai with my Bhai, where we help you excel in your deen and your dunya. Today's episode, inshallah, is going to help the brothers level up when it comes to attracting the opposite gender. And hopefully, inshallah, we help the sisters figure out what they need to look for when it comes to a man, for those that have had their fitrah, corrupted by the West. Mm-hmm. The very first thing, before we get into it, because we did this episode once before, but I can't remember why we scrapped it, but we scrapped it for some reason.
Because we went off left, right, centre because we didn't prepare.
We went off left, right, centre because we didn't prepare, and guess what? We haven't prepared again. So hopefully we stay on the straight path on this one. Before we talk about what makes a man attractive, even in the last one, we said, look, the deen is a given. We're talking about other things. But before we put the deen to the side, let's just quickly mention what are the bare minimum given that you have to have in order to even be on the table. For you to be considered to be an attractive man, before anything else comes into the picture, there's deen, right? But what is it from the deen that a man must have for him to even be considered before we start talking about confidence and this and that and whatever else we might be talking about today? Deen. What's the bare minimum?
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. Akhi, tawheed. Tawheed, because Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, إنما المشركين نجس. The people of shirk are filthy.
إنما المشركون
إنما المشركون نجس. نعم. The people of shirk, جزاك الله خير, are filthy. Do you understand? So the people of Tawheed and Sunnah are beautiful. Do you understand? That is attractive. So the more a person's Tawheed is strong, the more attractive he's going to be.
Okay, so Tawheed is one thing. What else in terms of the deen?
I'd definitely say the salah.
Salah.
The Prophet kind of linked to Tawheed. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-ahd alladhi baynana," كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, the covenant between us, يعني the Muslimin, and the kuffar is the salah. فمن تركها, or من ترك الصلاة, whoever leaves off the salah, فقد كفر. He has committed kufr. Obviously, it's a lengthy discussion with regards to تارك الصلاة, هل هو كافر. But definitely an individual who doesn't establish the salah is not someone you would want in your life, whether it's marriage, a friendship, anything like that. إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر. If you're with an individual who doesn't establish the salah, just imagine the munkar that's going to be surrounded and associated with the individual.
Yeah, that's crazy because it's so true, man. I remember last time I was with this guy, and obviously it's the first time we met, and we were in an environment of, it was a gym, so I was, I didn't have any type of, except for the beard, I didn't have any sign of Islam. Plus, long story short, basically he was like, yeah, you guys want to go to the shisha tonight? I say straight away, you never see me in a shisha. He said, oh, well, how? He said, no, but like, I'm actually not like that. I just want to look for, he's basically a revert, right? So he was concerned about not crossing any boundaries. Obviously he saw us pray and so on. So I said, no, he's no, I'm just looking for a wife. Why should I look for a wife then? I said, if you want to look for a wife in a shisha, he said, yeah, but what is she doing wrong? The thing, and I told him, not necessarily the shisha is wrong. As in, I'm not saying the shisha is not wrong. I'm saying that's not the biggest wrong she might be doing. But there's so many things that tie to that. Just that, like there's so many things that tie to somebody not praying. How many other things is he going to bring on the table? If you find a woman in a shisha, how many other things how big is the package she's coming with? She doesn't see al-ikhtilat as a big thing.
Free
Mixing as a big thing. She doesn't see being out late by herself as a big thing.
And
She
chances
probably
are she's
won't-
not wearing
right.
niqab and
So how many layers of messed up mindset there needs to be in order for her to get there, for you to find her
That's
there?
very profound. And if you apply that to the salah thing, so if a man is not praying his salah, what a woman needs to know on a minimum level is if you can't fulfill the rights of Allah, you can't fulfill your rights. Because there's so many, if we was to count all the things that he brings to the table in terms of that package, it would be a long list, but all you need to know is if you didn't fulfill Allah's rights, it's not going to fulfill yours.
The reason why I wanted to dip into this, and even though we didn't last time we recorded it, literally right now, before we started 5 minutes ago, usually I don't check the notification email, but today the email just popped up, clicked on it. It was a Lebanese sister, Muslim, saying, I'm in love with a Christian man.
What?
He treats me very well. He's much better than all the Muslim men that I know. How can I go about? I don't want to pressure him to convert because he's not pressuring me to convert. This, that, whatnot. Just trying to make it clear, bro. Sisters, you cannot marry anyone unless they're Muslim. Number one, and number two, they have to have tawheed.
There's
Number
an
three,
ayah
you have
in
to
the
pray the
Quran
salah.
where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he mentioned وَلَا تُنْكِحُ الْمُشْرِكُونَ حَتَّى يُؤْمِنُوا وَلَا عَبَدٌ مُؤْمِنٌ خَيْرٌ مِّن مُشْرِكٍ وَلَوْ أَعْجَبَكُمْ أُولَٰئِكَ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى النَّارِ وَاللَّهُ يَدْعُو إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ وَالْمَغْفِرَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do not marry these men of shirk. Don't marry these kafir men. Don't marry them, right? Even if they amaze you. Because a Muslim who's upon tawheed, if he's a slave, is better than that kafir man, even if he amazes you with his wealth and his looks and his status and his conduct, his character. The Muslim slave is better than him. Do you understand? Allah said, أُولَٰئِكَ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى النَّارِ. They're calling you to the hellfire. They're calling you to burn in the fire of hell. You're going to burn in the fire with him. وَاللَّهُ يَدْعُو إِلَى الْمَغْفِرَةِ. Allah calls you to his
So
forgiveness.
you're going back to the question, Barakallah Fik, and I want to go back to
الله
that.
يدعو إلى الجنة والمغفرة عفوا.
Yeah, it was actually, as you said, وَلَا تَنْكِحُوا الْمُشْرِكَةِ حَتَّى يُؤْمِنَّ. But going back to the question, what is the minimum thing? Of course, talking about the layers and so on. How many things does he not understand for him to not pray? How many things has he missed through the journey? So I would say the minimum and where you should start is with your tawheed, because your tawheed will lead to
Everything
all of
else.
that.
صح.
Yeah, another thing that makes you attractive, by the way, is istighfar. Ad-Dawa Dawa, Imam Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala, he goes into a whole section about the effects of sins, and it's about 200 pages. He talks about all these different effects of sins. It's mind-blowing, yeah? One of the things that he mentions is it makes you ugly.
What thing? Not
Sins.
sins.
Yeah, it places an ugliness on your face.
On your physical appearance.
On your physical appearance, wallahi.
Yeah.
On your physical. And you know what's something deep? There's some athar of the Salaf, like Uthman radiallahu anh, where sometimes the ugliness is apparent, everyone can see it. It's a darkness you feel when a man sits with you, right? Or a sister sits with, not with us, but with a person, right? But sometimes it can be seen by the righteous. Like some of the Salaf would be frustrated a man came to sit with them. They could see the sin on his face. Because Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he said, one of the effects of sins is that it places a darkness on your face. And it places a hatred and nufra inside the hearts of the people from you. And the opposite of good deeds, it places nurun fil wajh. It places a brightness on the face.
Barakallahu
And
feek.
it makes people run. So one of the things you should do is istighfar, because we all make mistakes, right? Being a constant state of istighfar will honestly make you very attractive.
It comes from the hadith of Jibreel alayhi salam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. I was pointing.
When-
And you know, all three of you at the same time.
Everyone's pointing at someone else.
That's like the Spider-Man. You see the Spider-Man?
Go on.
is if Allah Azza wa Jalla, He loves an individual, Nada Jibreel, He calls Jibreel, and then Jibreel, He tells him, I love this individual, so love him. He told the angels likewise, and then eventually the people on the earth, they love him. So that goes back to an individual, not being loved by the people. It's a sign that he's not loved by Allah. Why would Allah not love an individual? He's immersed in ma'asiyah.
Something you want to mention?
Yeah, I was going to say that
Sins.
Yeah, sins, yeah.
a lot of Muslims, they don't necessarily resonate with this terminology. Istighfar makes you beautiful, or istighfar increases your attractiveness. But they are more inclined to being self-accountable makes you more attractive. So if you connect self-accountability, like being basically like not having egotistical. They call it narcissistic sometimes, where no, everything I do is correct. You are the person that's wrong. I don't take no responsibility. So somebody who constantly seeks istighfar, he has a constant ongoing feeling that he could be doing better and that he feels bad about the sin he made or the thing he said or whatever it might be. So I've noticed that through the years that a lot of people, they don't resonate with the Islamic terminology. They resonate more with the typical self-help books, self-accountability and so on. But just to point out that he's exactly the same
A lot
thing,
of that stuff here, as you said.
having self-accountability.
Yeah, but like for example, if you read Kitab al-Fawaid by Imam Ibn Qayyim, you know, he's just dropping like one line of Fawaid. Wallah, you'd think that
Just
these kuffar who
NLP
got it in
book or
personal
something.
development books today is literally from him.
Yeah.
Like literally. Like
Okay, so for the rest of the discussion, for the audience as well, disclaimer, like everything we mentioned now is in the context of, okay, the guy's already on his deen. He's practicing, he's got his tawheed, he's got his thing. Imagine every man in the world right now is on his deen. So what are the things that can increase a person? He's already on deen, everyone's on the same level of deen, but what now will make a person more attractive? So let's...
And
okay,
just
go on.
to add another disclaimer, we're not talking about using this for haram purposes. And also we're not talking about this necessarily for brothers who are single. Because you could become more attractive to your wife.
Yes, of course. It applies to both.
Yeah.
I mean. So the first thing let's talk about is, because it links back to the previous podcast and even the other previous podcast, is drive. Your passion, your goals. Being a man who has greater goals than, you know, just having a woman or whatever else it might be. Why is that important and how does that increase attractiveness in a man?
Because it's a feminine trait to be invested in the relationship as like the ultimate thing. You know, women, for them, what do women like to talk about when they get together? Their relationships. What do men like to talk about when they get together?
Life.
Like what they're doing in life. In the da'wah, talab al-ilm, business. That's what we talk about. We don't sit here talk about relationships, kids, family. We don't do those things. Do you understand? Unless there's a whatever reason. So women are invested in their man by fitra, and the man is invested in the earth, where he works, where he strives. And this goes back to how Allah created us. He created Adam from the earth. He created Adam from the place where he works. And he created his wife from him. So each one is focused based on their fitrah, based on the way that they were created from their origins. Their aspirations are towards where they came from in the first place. Do you understand? So I'm not trying to say a man should neglect his wife and shouldn't be invested in her, but it's just not the primary thing. That is, it's not. It is from the primary things, but it's not the primary thing.
But why would
like when
that...
the Prophet said to a woman, like إذا صلت خمسة, she prays her 5 daily prayers, وصامت شهرها, and she fasts the month of Ramadan, وحسنت فرجها, and she protects her private parts, she will enter into Jannah from, and when she dies, وطاعت بعلها, she obeys her husband, she'll go through any door of paradise, or كما قال, any door of paradise, because so she just has to make her husband happy. Do you understand?
But Adam, is that not counter...
If I could just,
go
sorry,
on.
because I'm just trying to
That was toxic.
So what I'm trying to say is that by nature, a woman is going to be invested and focused in the man as the man is her passion. But if the man's passion is the woman and not something greater than the woman, that's a feminine trait. She looks at him as, that's feminine. Not necessarily consciously, but subconsciously, she will not be attracted to him. The way she would be to a man who she just can't catch. He's just hunting. He's just out there.
So
Yeah,
Adam, a
women
lot
like to
of
chase sometimes,
a lot of sisters are gonna be watching this thinking, wait, nah, what are you talking about, bro? That's counterintuitive. I want a man that's invested in me. I want a man that's all about me.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
Do they really? Like, what's going on there then?
Well, like, to be honest with you, this might sound a little weird.
If you also aspire to be a successful entrepreneur, but don't have an idea of where to start, which business route to go down, then we might be able to help you. At the Umrah Setup 2.0, we've been helping brothers set up their own successful and profitable Umrah companies. If that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, then click the link below, jump on a call with one of our team to see if this program is the right fit for you. With that said, once more, let's get back into the episode, inshallah.
Like I personally believe there's an element to women not knowing what they want or the thing that they
That's
do.
what I was thinking,
Of
bro.
course.
Yeah.
Of
and
course.
They,
No, say it. Say it with your chest.
it's not that they don't know what they want. sometimes they fool themselves to think what they want is what's best for them, but in reality it's not. And if they were to get what they quote unquote desire, it would be unattractive, specifically in this conversation.
And a lot of them don't realize they've been programmed to think that way by the environment, by society.
Yeah,
they don't even realize that even those wants are not even their own wants. Those are wants that have been put in them by people that want to corrupt the household.
Yes,
and
I don't even think we should address what the women think, or not in a disrespectful way, but I feel like if we've already established that they don't really necessarily know, we're talking to the brothers.
Oh, now we've established it.
Okay, my bad.
And even
Let's just load the brothers up with what they need, and that same girl who's being long, she's gonna walk away.
Come walking back.
Walking back.
A week later.
As long as the wedding gives it.
What Sheikh Imran actually mentioned, it actually is an attractive characteristic for a man to be azim, yani someone he knows what he's doing in his life. And one of the proofs for that, it's a long stretch to extract, like in the Prophet ﷺ, he said, ما رأيت من ناقصات عقل ودين أذهب للب الرجل الحازم من إحداكن. He said, I haven't seen. It amazes that a woman who's deficient in her intellect, she's deficient in her religion, but she's able to take the mind of a man who's hazim, yani he has direction in his life from you woman. So the reason the Prophet ﷺ described this man is because this is the pinnacle man who has high aspirations, a man who's driven, who's trying to please Allah, do good in his religion, likewise do good in his dunya. And he's amazed how a woman could come and take this mind of that individual. So the fact that he ﷺ even picked this type of description for a man is praiseworthy within of itself.
Because if the man's got that drive and he's on this path, bro, he's taking you with him. You're his wife. But if you're here and he's just circling around you, doing tawaf around you all day, he's not going anywhere. And you're not going anywhere either. You can be stuck in the same place. Any comments, Mohammed, on that before we move on?
Yeah, I would say that, I mean, there's so many comments too. But I guess I would summarize it in the attractiveness of a man to a woman. As you said, there's a sense of them not knowing what they want. They want you to be emotionally available and emotionally transparent. But when you're too emotionally transparent, now it becomes you're weak. And they want you to be there, like spend time with them and quality time, but they want you to spend and make this amount of that and this money or that much. So it's contradictory things that I think, from my perspective, is the main thing that they find attractive is what they call now princess treatment. Just be there, be pretty, just focus on being pretty and being there. And she doesn't have to think about nothing. Here's the credit card. All the services, if you can a maid, all the services are gonna come. You don't have to, she doesn't have to think about nothing. She has children. The only thing she needs to do is focus on her children. And the men not being around all the time makes the quality time better. And another thing
That's
is
very, that's very true.
Yeah. And being a rock when she's emotional, being a rock that she can just crash into it
and it will still be there.
It don't get hurt. In the sense that she's gonna come at you, probably be ungrateful. The Prophet he said, "Yakfurna bil ashir." They are, ungrateful in the easiest interpretation. And then just listen. You a little understand her, be compassionate as well. I think it was an athar by Ibn Abbas. I want to go with وَكَفَى بِالشَّكِّ جَهْلًا, but I think it's perhaps for the viewers, go and search it yourself. But he said, if I find 5 mistakes about my wife, I pick one. أَرْضَعَ عَلَى تِلْكَ. I tell her how to not do or how to do or not to punish her for that one, verbally perhaps, and I just forgive the other 4. Because you will never... You cannot make the dala straight.
The rib.
So I think it's it's just evolve on that, man, and
Pick your battles.
and just aim high. You as a man, and she will like it without really knowing why she likes you. Why you
Nothing
wake up
about
before her, she turn around, you not on the bed, and you where's he at? He come back, he's in the kitchen just doing push-ups. I was like, yo, what's going on with this guy? They don't know that's what they like. A man that's just catching things. No, wait, that sounds wrong in the UK. Conquering things.
Women,
Sorry, just to clarify, when you said credit card, you meant debit card.
Yeah.
In the UK, there's two separate ones, but I think around
Right,
the world,
debit,
they call
yeah.
it the same thing. But
Right.
no
there's
interest.
no interest.
Right.
Interest, no riba. Look, women like chasing. I made this video and they got really upset. But no, it's true, sister. You do. Women like to chase. Okay. Now they don't chase consciously, but if they feel like they've caught their man, then the mystery's gone. And there's actually there's scientific research that shows that a woman is more attracted to a man who's unclear about his feelings towards her. Now, this doesn't mean that he doesn't show her love, he doesn't show her compassion, but he doesn't give her like that OTT certainty of I love you this much and I'm here to stay and blah, blah, blah. Because truth be told, that is unattractive to a woman. For a woman, she needs to feel like every day I've got to carry on trying to win my man. I really want to get the balance here. The point here is not to not show her love and not to not make her feel secure and not to not make her feel comfortable. But there's got to be that element of allow her enough space to be able to chase you, to think, you know what, let me keep working to win my man. So in her mind, when she sees, like he said, that, you know, he's grinding, he's working, I can't put him under my thumb, I can't grab him, I can't read him, be a little bit unpredictable. That is so attractive. Wallah, it's so bloody attractive. They love that in a man.
That's
They
what some
love
scholars have mentioned. That's a benefit of polygyny.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Because what's another characteristic? Let's go to Adam.
I would say status.
In what sense?
Just you being.
Some people have in their bio on Instagram, I have this many followers on TikTok. Is that status?
That's status in this day and age right now. That's a reality. It's status. But just pretty much having a high occupation where people are under you, or, you know, you're a teacher, anything where people go to you for advice, and likewise women find attractive. If you're in a position like that, that's very attractive to a woman. A girl doesn't want to feel that she's with someone that nobody wants. A girl wants to feel like she caught the prize. That's why there's a big discussion whether the guy's the prize or the girl's the prize. And it could have had just kalam fadi. There is an element where the girl wants to feel like she got the prize. And in order for her to feel like she got the prize, he needs to be someone who's prize worthy, which is from an element of that is having status.
Someone that's dependable as well. I feel like one of the things that really feeds into that, like a way to measure it, for example, is look at your friends and family. Do they come to you when there's a problem? Like even look at with your wife, does she come to you when there's an issue? Do your in-laws come to you to solve problems when they have an issue in the house or whatever it might be? Are you the one that they come to say, look, can you help us with this issue's happening or this happening, whatnot?
That's an element of status.
And that's, yes, yeah, definitely. Because it's like you're the person that people turn to when they need help.
But that's not so you know, the status thing is very important. We can't brush over it like that. Like, even, you know, there's a term used to describe the attractiveness of a man and a woman. They call it the market value, right? They call it something else, but I'm going to call it the market value. I'm not trying to objectify men and women here, but just
understand the spirit of what you're saying.
Yeah, understand in the spirit of what I'm trying to say. So if you refer to a man's market value, a man's attraction level and a woman's attraction level as a market value, okay, what is something that increases a man's market value? Status, money, wealth.
Again, sorry, disclaimer. Dean's already in the picture. We've already mentioned that.
Do you understand?
Status,
so
money.
These are all things that, generally speaking, come with time. So one thing brothers have to understand is that brothers will become more attractive as time goes on, as long as they are on their grind. Think about it, right? Brother Muhammad, Ustad Muhammad, who is at the age he's at today, Allah Mbalik, Talib Ilm, mashallah, tabarakallah.
What you gonna say? Throw me under the bus.
No. I say strong brother, Allah barik, in shape, £1 million, memorized almost half the Quran. Sorry, $1 million, yeah, Allah barik. I'm saying that's him today. Now 5 years from now, as he achieves more, that only increases his value. Do you understand? As in, men only increase in value as they go up. So that's one thing that I feel like brothers have to understand, that attraction is not like it's a
something you have and doesn't
continuum.
develop.
It's not binary. It's not like I'm attractive or I'm not. It's how attractive are you, and you can
develop it.
You can develop it.
And that's why girls, they like guys who are older than them, because they had that age gap where they can achieve.
Yeah.
Even some of the scholars even went to the degree where they said, what's the best age gap for marriage? And some of the mufassirun, they mentioned that it's 7 years is a good age gap
Really?
for a
Wow.
man to get
What
married.
ayah did they mention?
So one of the proofs that they bring was وَبَلَغَ أَشِدَّهُ 40 سَنَةً. So that's the pinnacle of a man. That's his peak. Is 40 years in the dunya.
Where do they get 7 from?
So 7, they say, what age is everyone going to be in Al-Jannah?
33.
Is the age of Isa alayhi salam.
Yeah.
Is going to be the age of 33. And one of the reasons why they mention that is that because that's the pinnacle point of beauty for a woman.
Sorry.
So they say if a man reaches his pinnacle point at 40 and a woman reaches at 33,
wow.
the 7-year gap is always a good gap to have as you guys progress together in life. Wallah, it's a far-fetched one, but it's
no, these are lataif. These are nice things. The point is that the gap is definitely good,
And the
because
thing is, sorry, go on.
yeah, because like on Sunnah match, we've seen it, right? We've seen it that the guys who are like 18, 19, 20, 21, who are trying to send out Sunnah match as a marriage app that we have, right? So I've got data. So guys who want to marry girls who are younger than them are getting rejected by those girls because they can see he doesn't have anything. But the guys who are older get picked up like that. Now flip it for the girls. A girl's market value is where a man's is based on religion and wealth and all these things. And there's other things as well. There's beauty, there's strength, but beauty is very malleable. Like, oh wallahi, sarahatan, you can be a person who doesn't look attractive, but by getting a different haircut, by getting a face cream and a face mask and losing some weight and changing your diet.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, against you, wallahi, you'll become attractive. A woman can become attractive, a man can become attractive. There's no such thing as this person is like consistently ugly, like objectively ugly.
But a very important point to mention though is that the woman's trajectory is the opposite of the man's.
I was just going to mention that now, yeah. So I was going to say there are other things, we focus on status, but the primary thing for women is beauty.
Beauty.
After the deen. After the deen. To the point where some of the ulama mentioned, Imam Ahmad rahimahullah was asked, if a man is presented with a woman who's... So there's two women, they both do their wajibat in the deen. They both do their obligations. But one is extra on her deen, and one is extra beautiful. So this one, they both do the minimum. It's not. We're not talking about comparing a sister who's beautiful but not on her deen with a girl who's on her deen. No. Both are on their deen, but one is really on her deen. This one's on her deen. She does the minimum, but she's beautiful. Which one should you pick? And some of the ulama mentioned, if there's fitna in the times and places you are, in the areas that you live, then go for the one that's more beautiful, because that will protect you from the fitna that's outside, knowing that you've got such a woman at home. So beauty is it is an important thing. To the point with the Prophet ﷺ, Mughira ibn Shu'bah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he wanted to marry a woman. The Prophet ﷺ, he said to him, هل نظرت إليها? Have you gone and looked at her? And he said, no. And the Prophet ﷺ said, go and look at her and see if the thing that brings about love, if it comes.
Yeah.
Because that's what a man is attracted to in a woman is beauty. That doesn't mean deen. Wallahi, a woman can be beautiful. What, brothers, trust me, a woman can be beautiful. If she doesn't have deen, wallahi, she's ugly. I promise you'll see that day.
Yeah.
You'll see. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said the dunya is mata', it's just enjoyment, and the best enjoyment from this world is a righteous woman. The mafhum al-mukhalafa, the opposite that can be taken from there is that the greatest pain in this world is a non-righteous woman. And I promise, if you want to be that guy who wants to try and mess this up,
PNC, and you'll find out.
I can change her.
Yeah, but
Shout out, bro.
it's not for everybody.
What are your thoughts, Shay?
Go on.
Yeah, so the problem is the woman's market value is when she's young. Do you understand? So the younger she is,
Yeah, I reject that
You reject that?
to a certain extent. So now I'm going to the other side
Okay,
of
go on,
the.
let's hear it.
No, I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
However, nowadays, a woman, like women who are more experienced, perhaps even were divorced, or perhaps even, they older, past 30, they tend to understand men better,
You're right.
and it
I
makes
agree.
them more attractive. They because as
From
you
a
said,
different angle, though.
From a more complete
from a
man.
different angle.
No, but that's not for everyone, Sheikh. And you will say that because you're a grown man now.
And you're,
Right.
and you're probably talking about from the angle of polygamy. Less headache, less stress.
Hey, don't put
dealing
words
with
in
it.
my mouth.
No,
I'm
you're already
saying
married,
that
right?
Mata' dunya is a righteous woman. That's part of righteousness. To
Yeah.
understand how should I be with this man to be his peace.
Yeah, you're right. Because
So-
a young girl, she might have daddy issues. Like she's looking for a husband that's going to be a daddy for her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not a daddy, but a dad. And you don't want that headache and that stress.
Right. So as you said, now going to polygyny. So a man marries a woman for different
Reasons.
things. Or marries different. You can marry this woman for that thing.
Yeah.
For
Could be to
she
help
is
her
very
out.
good
Could be
at
for
deen.
children. Could be
With
for
her
intimacy.
deen, she needs to be the mother of my
10
15 children.
Oh, 15. mashallah.
Yeah, if you do your research, the average woman can have in between 15 to 30 children. One woman.
Average.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
if it's non-stop.
The
right?
average woman is possible. She has capabilities of giving 15 to 30 children.
Maybe a couple generations ago, women could handle it.
My mom had me at 45.
Allah mabarak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Previous generations,
No.
like they were on different smoke. This generation,
No doubt. So like I was saying, for women, you can marry a woman for this thing, this other woman for that thing. She's the pretty one, her intellect, but she pretty. And then, you know what I mean? So it can be like that. No doubt that a woman but it depends on the man as well, in the stage he is at in his life, what he wants from a woman, how he is. They have this concept called sapiosexual. Some men,
What does that mean?
what does that mean?
sapiosexual is you only find attractiveness to a woman that's intellectual. Some men, they find attractiveness in a woman that's just pretty. She can be but he puts him off like
Yeah, 100%. I just want to clarify. When I was saying that, I went to from a personal perspective.
No, I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying that's
no, 100%. And I don't agree with that.
Out of
I don't-
curiosity, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just saying I don't agree with the concept of just marry the prettiest, youngest girl. But I just think it's important that we understand
That is
the
what
natural disposition
Yeah, yeah.
of men and women to know what we're working with.
And I think maybe what you're alluding to as well is like instead of making it an age thing, I think it's just maturity.
Yeah.
Because
if there is a sister because imagine there's two sisters with the same level of maturity, same level of understanding. One's older, one's younger. Ultimately, who are you going to choose?
Yeah, I'm going with the younger.
That's what I'm saying. So in that, if you look at it without any other external factors,
I mean, in
Age.
general, it would depend on the situation, of course, and the person.
But I'm
But
saying
in
if
general,
if
you look
the
at
age is the
younger.
only difference, they're the exact same in their mannerisms, in their deen, in their
Yeah.
looks, everything. Well, it's possible to look the same when you're 10 years older.
But me personally, it's not even because of her. It's because I'm thinking about my children.
Yeah.
Because I want her to have as many children as
Yeah, so you
possible.
gotta start young.
So that's why I go with the youngest.
Let me ask you a
I'm not
question.
gonna lie, I resonate with that.
Go on.
Because I think if it wasn't for children and if it wasn't for the fear of reaching old age, I'd naturally incline to a older woman.
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned something. It's sparked something. It's an interesting question. It seems like you've done some tadabbur on this, yeah? What's the dream team? Like if you had four, like you said like, one's a teacher for the children, one's there for the looks. What's the dream team? If you could fill up all four slots.
I
And
guess
the guy
I
started from scratch right now. He's watching this from scratch. Okay, cool. First one, I need to get this. Second
You're
one,
talking
check
to
this.
Duns about 4, bro. They ain't even pattern 1.
You know, but high aspirations. innit? High aspirations.
I'm interested to hear this.
Aim
You seem
high.
like you've pondered over this.
I would say the dream team is you need someone that you genuinely enjoy time with her.
Okay.
Like you would take her on a trip
Okay.
over the brothers.
Okay.
She's fun.
She's fun. You
Gets
guys get the same
connect,
jokes.
chemistry.
She's the typical one. Yeah, outside she be like,
She's one of the brethren, basically. She's one of the man.
you know what I mean? You need that one.
She's one of the man.
Because she's the one that,
She'll hold it down.
yeah, you need to go to your wife and feel like it's not a pain. It's a checklist. I gotta spend time with my wife. Let me just go see her. You know what I mean? It's like, no, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm about to go to my wife, man. Getting me too tight. So that's the first one. Second one, of course, you need someone who keeps your desires.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully all of them should be able to do that to an extent, but somebody that you look
your head
at
won't even turn because you're just like, wow.
exactly.
She's
I
the
got that
dangerous
at home.
The first one's the fun one. The second one's the dangerous one.
The dangerous one. Then you need someone who is just she's just able to her main priority is studying the deen. Her Arabic, she's a hafidha. She knows how to do research.
She's the one that's going to help you put the curriculum together.
You know what I mean? She's the one that
What he's gonna do? He's gonna take the wives. He's gonna take the kids to the wives, and we're going to madrasa. He's really going to, you know.
literally you can all the children learn with her.
Okay.
All the girls memorize the Quran with her.
One?
The fourth one? Fourth one, me personally,
You leave that open.
I
the
go
fourth one's a wild
back
card.
to the roots.
Okay.
Me personally, I go back to the roots.
What are the roots?
Senegal.
Okay.
No, that's me.
That's just to preserve the culture.
Yeah, gotta keep.
Make that cultural food and
Yeah, not even that. Just I don't know how to respect to my father, my lineage, my name, family name. We are in Senegal. We're very qabili as well. It's very tribal. So keeping your tribe, and yeah, that's just
So
it.
what does a brother do? He's watching this. He's thinking, bro, my life's
okay,
not,
what's
not any of those.
What's a very important question. What's the first of those four?
I feel like this conversation took a quick left.
You know what it is?
The first of those, I would say the fun one, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Obviously, it depends on every person because sometimes you just might need the dangerous one.
It depends on the person, wallahi.
Because if a brother fears for himself fitna,
Yeah.
right?
And nikah is very subjective to the person, man.
There's no one answer. But for you, it would be the fun one. You're saying.
Yeah, me personally.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Like, if you could not get for an only one, which one would it be?
Could only get one.
If you can only get one, huh?
Yeah, which one?
If you could only get with one woman in your whole life,
Yeah, out of those four
categories.
and you only have this woman,
only this
Yeah,
one
only
woman.
this one.
That's it.
no ama.
No.
No, that's it.
Allahu
No, this
Akbar.
one right here.
That's
No,
crazy,
Amma,
akhi.
brother.
That's crazy. No, man. I will go with the mutadayyina, man,
MashaAllah.
because of the lineage. You have a responsibility
MashaAllah.
for your children before they born.
Okay, look, how do you attract her, Adam?
1 second. We used to get left now. Let's talk about what makes a man attractive.
Yeah, well, how do you attract her? I brought it back.
Oh, you did.
Why are
Sorry.
you being toxic?
Sorry, no, you confused me. Yeah.
No, I mentioned status.
Oh, sorry, he did mention.
Yeah,
Should you ask
I mentioned
Mohammed?
Stylist?
Status.
Oh,
That's
status.
what I mentioned, yeah, status.
What's another
Well,
trait?
one thing that makes him,
Characteristic, yeah.
or a few things.
No, one thing and
We'll build on it.
we'll build on it.
The main thing that makes a man, I would say status always beats everything.
So after Deen, after status, after drive and ambition, what else?
Because you could be broke, but you got status. People respect you. Like they won't stand by your side, bro.
Yeah.
And well, like, a lot of. Okay, let me ask you a question though. Yeah, why is it some students of knowledge get walked over by their wives? Because a طالب علم is the greatest status. يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات. Allah is raised.
Wait, there's women that walk over طلاب العلم.
It's peak, bro.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
The question should be both. There's women that walk over men in general. Like,
In general, all women will try to step on
No,
you
I'm
at
not
one
saying
point.
every طالب علم, but I'm saying how is there a طالب علم? Like, what's he doing wrong?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Because he should have the highest status. So what's he doing wrong?
Yeah. I mean, subhanAllah, just in Sayyid al-Khatir ibn al-Jawzi, he talks about a situation. Of course, Sayyid al-Khatir is capture thoughts, right?
thoughts, yeah.
So he will experience something, he will write it down.
You know, there's a mukhtasar for that.
Is
I
it?
found it recently.
MashaAllah.
Wallahi, I think it should be taught in.
Really?
Yeah, I found it literally last month.
مختص is a
عفوا
summary.
تفضل.
See, so that situation was that he went to a gathering where there was people of status and there was ulama, people of knowledge. And he was just analyzing and he saw an aib in both groups. The status people, they just like walking with their head up. They don't even respect the ulama. And the ulama, they are mudallin, humble in front of the people of status when they have the thing that's supposed to be the thing that brings you most status.
Yeah.
So Ibn al-Jawzi, he said, that's why I think that al-alim or the talib ilm, he needs to, and he uses these exact words, أن يبالغ في الكسب.
Subhanallah.
He needs to exaggerate in seeking money. And he says then, حتى وإن ضاع بذلك وقته في طلب العلم أو كما قال.
Akhi, are you being serious?
Even if he wastes, even if he doesn't have that much time in seeking knowledge.
Hey, send me that quote, please.
Subhanallah.
Shall I tell you something? Well, I was actually just thinking about it. Sorry, we're going to digress slightly. I was just thinking, you know, we just had a very productive meeting in the morning, you know, with some brother, mashallah. The one brother's on the boat yesterday, he's a CEO and big marketing expert, Allah Barik. And the brother is a CTO as well, mashallah. They were giving us some advice. And as we were going back, I was just daydreaming about running a da'wah project where we apply all of this stuff. I'm just thinking, when we apply all of these things, because, you know, da'wah, in terms of what you're calling to is tawqifi, right? But it means that you take the posters that you make, the way you advertise, we have to exert as much effort as we can, what is halal, and the kafaz of Sharia, to be able to spread that deen of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So imagine bring all of these things, you know, we have a CRM, we have ads, we have this, that, blah, blah, you know, we have the whole thing that's calling to the deen of Allah Azza wa Jalla. And I said, because one of the things I'm planning to do, I'm planning to launch a da'wah project in the coming years, and I said, in that time, I would have also in business grown so much. And you know, when you come from a place of money in your hand and you have the dunya, then you say, ak, pray your salah, go to the akhirah. Well, it has a huge effect. There's a brother that we met, he's got $150 million pool of money just for his investments, and he acquires just these new tech firms. He was one of the guys involved in Kareem before they sold it to Uber, and he got some of the payout, you know, when they sold it to Uber. He mentioned he goes to the CEOs of the companies that he's acquired. He has meetings with them every quarter, and he goes, I don't even say much to them. I just ask them, how's your iman? You know, just start, it's not been great. Pray your salah. He said, I don't say anything more. I don't give him a hadith, nothing. He starts praying the salah because it's coming from this chain of command. Do you understand? So that's actually fiqh from Ibn Jawzi, man, because the people will, wallahi, like, as in, if they see, like, if they don't respect you in the first place, and please don't take the other extreme people, wallahi. Ilm with no money is better than money with no ilm. Do you understand?
The real status is the one with Allah.
Wallahi. Yes, with the Allah Azza wa Jal. But if you want to give da'wah, and remember, Ibn Jawzi he's an alim, he's a mudarris, he's a teacher. So that's a energy that has to be respected. People need to listen to you.
That's why if you look at people,
Go ahead.
And that's what Allah Azza wa Jalla never made the Prophet broke. Prophet was not poor. He was very generous. He would give it away. He had moments of difficulty. But the Prophet water would come out of his fingers.
That's a big misconception.
Yeah, big. Allah said, وَوَجَدَكَ عَائِلًا فَأَغْنَى. We found you poor and made you rich. Please tell me that quote, Sheikh.
You're taking Sa'ad seat. You get the
Allahu Akbar.
Sa'ad treatment.
And I was going to say, that leads into another reason or another way a man is attractive, you know, to the opposite gender. Because الرجال قوامون على النساء. And one of the ways they have qawama, one of the ways they have this, what's a good way of translating?
Responsibility.
Authority, I guess.
Yeah, responsibility of woman. And one of the
standing
ways
for the affairs. A man stands for the affairs.
One of the ways is by having money. And to the degree, because we're speaking about knowledge and things like that, Al-Imam Al-Khatib Al-Baghdadi rahimahullah, and I mentioned this to Sheikh Muhammad before last time we met, a talib, he left his family and he traveled to Mecca in the month of Ramadan. And it was the last 10 days. The month of Ramadan, the best month in the year, the best place on the face of the earth. أحب الأماكن إلى الله. You know, the best place is the masajid, and the best masjid is Masjid Al-Haram, Al-Makki. And the best nights in the entire year. And he went there, why? Because it's known in the last 10 days of Ramadan. No. He mentioned this in his Kitab al-Jami'. All the ulama, they usually come and they used to travel in the month of Ramadan and do umrah, etc. And, you know, they would do iqamat al-durus. And it was a custom of the mashayikh that they used to check up on the students and they would ask them questions when they'd come to the durus. For example, did you memorize Quran? Okay, no, leave this gathering is not for you, etc. The scholar, he asked one of the tullab, he said, what did you leave your family with? Because it's a long journey. He said, what did you leave your family with? Mind you, he left his family and came for something lofty. Ilm. And يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون. Are the one who knows and does, are they comparable? Not at all. Not in the slightest.
And the actual Umrah itself during Ramadan, etc. He would have done.
And all the fadila with it. So imagine he poses this question to him and he says, what did you leave your family with? He said, I left them with nothing. As if I came for a greater purpose. This alim, he told him, he said, كَفَى بِالْمَرْءِ إِثْمَ أَن يُضِيعَ مَن يَقُوتُ. He gave him a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said, it's sufficient as a sin to leave your family with which that they cannot suffice the days that have you left them. They have nothing to suffice himself with. Not only did he tell him this hadith, he said, go back. Leave Mecca. Leave even those last 10 days, best gather and go back to your family and go provide for them. So that's definitely an attractive characteristic.
How do you, okay, I rate that and I'm with that. And as you can see, we're fighting for that, right? That's what I'm on. But how do you now position this in a way where the brothers don't misunderstand and fall into what the munafiqeen fell into? And Allah says, يقول لك المخلفون من الأعراب شغلتنا أموالنا وأهلنا. They will say to you, Ya Rasulullah, we became busy with our families, became busy with our wealth. فاستغفر لنا, ask Allah to forgive us. Allah said, they say with their tongues that which is not in their heart.
But what did they leave behind though? So as long as you cannot let the dunya busy you with regards to your wajibat. So the ulama, they mentioned that this individual did not go out for what is fard in terms of talab al-ilm. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned talab al-ilm faridatun ala kulli muslimin wa fi riwaya wa fi lafdhin muslima.
Not just that, also another thing. Allah said, لو أرادوا الخروج لا عدوا له عدة. Allah said, if they wanted to go out, they would have prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to go seek knowledge, even if you don't have the ability to go because you're busy here with your family, whatnot, you would have prepared. You would have tried to have been seeking knowledge wherever you are in your house.
That's another thing, man. You don't need to travel and you can do a lot.
But to finish, because you asked the question.
Yeah.
So the difference here is that individual is going to see something lofty. So he was leaving off a wajib for a sunnah.
For a sunnah.
So that's where the khata was. That's where the mistake was.
You know, I was going to say that a lot of students, there is a particular group of people that is the best to travel to seek knowledge, but you should is a lifestyle. You should be seeking knowledge already. You should nowadays you can have a teacher online. Just know what you need to learn, what book you need to go over. Just go over it. Just go to the masjid. There's this brother who just came from Egypt. Just learn from him.
Well, I started because, like I said, that point of knowledge is a lifestyle. You understand? To be honest, I think we should do an episode on that in the next couple of days. About be a very nice topic. Just how to make knowledge a talib ilm, a lifestyle. This is like a talib ilm, right?
And ilm is another thing that's
I'm not saying
attractive.
anything, you're toxic, we're taking my time.
Don't worry, we're gonna have a month break. We're not gonna shout at each other. I promise. I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna go into my heart as well.
Go on, Adam.
I was going to say that's another characteristic of an attractive male or a man is having knowledge. You know, knowing, being able to lead. Because how can an individual lead if
But
he doesn't
specifically in deen, or you mean just
know? In general, obviously
Yeah.
deen because we established that
Experience.
foundation, but especially in life as well.
And you know, girls,
Being able to deal with things.
They love a man on their deen. Like, again, before I started practicing, I was in Jahiliyyah. When it came to my friends, walillah alhamdulillah, Allah always gave me tawfiq to not go do things that people do. I never drank alcohol, no clubs, this, that. Even with women, and alhamdulillah, Azza wa Jalla protected me from them. Okay, in school, you might free mix, whatever have you, in terms of talking, kalam, this, that, and the other. And I'll be honest, man, who's been drawn to me, man. I'm not even trying to attract that kind of crowd. Do you understand? And I remember when I was in uni, I actually started practicing, and I started coming with the thobe now and the kufi. Bro, it's like, yo, now you want to look at me?
In the West, certain places.
Yeah,
I think we didn't mention one important thing that we didn't mention is that she needs to feel like you are capable, physically capable. So she walks with you, something happens, there's some crazy drug addict, whatever, yelling, if she knows her husband can't fight, believe me, she's not going to feel comfortable.
Yeah. So she
he
may
has to be
not
able
show
to
it.
conquer any threats?
She may marry you because she's insecure herself.
And it couldn't even be, maybe not even fight, like just have the heart.
To deal with a situation.
Because violence is not like fighting. So, yeah, that's actually important. She needs to see you. She needs to see you be doing something, man.
I guess part of that would be obviously physical fitness, looking strong, but also the knowledge
Yeah,
how
you
to fight
don't
MMA.
even have to look strong to to have the heart to,
Of course,
to kill
I'm saying
someone
that
if necessary.
that adds to it, and even that will obviously that will prevent a crazy nitty from coming up to you in the
Don't
first
cut
place.
that out. And,
No, I can leave that in, bro. It's important. You have to know how to kill someone.
yeah, no, but I'm saying, don't let people clip that out, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I'm generally, if you might be in a situation in this world, like things happen very fast.
You're right.
You actually might have to defend yourself, and
Especially
know
if you're
how
living in
to
the
kill
West.
someone. Yeah, especially in the West.
Bro,
and
you might
people
come up
think
to
he's
you
in
with
the Middle
needles.
East.
Yeah, it's true. Even when I because I do more Thai. One thing I do, but with the intention that I have while I'm in the gym, of course, المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي, you know, and obviously every single one of them is khair. One intention I have is I'm actually weaponizing this body.
Yeah.
That's literally the intention I have when I'm in the gym. I'm
And even, by the
weaponizing
way,
body.
even obviously your body as well, but even actual weapons, like we need to know how to.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you, bro?
I'm just saying, innit? Yeah, I'm just saying, generally, you just need to know, innit?
I know.
Hey, the Sahaba, they trained like that. You know what I mean? They were physically fit. They knew how to use a sword. They used to pray with the swords. You know what I mean? They were there.
So you mentioned the Quran.
Generally just striking, you know, a little jiu-jitsu. A little strike, a little jiu-jitsu, and
Visit to the ring.
just wrestling as well.
Yeah, that's one thing I need to get into. Wallah.
You just need to feel what it is. I feel like a lot of men, they haven't been in a situation where you had to push until whether the
Your
round
vomit.
was done,
Yeah.
whether
You were
the
done.
coach said it was done, whether until you passed out, and it changes you. It generally changes you.
Yeah.
No,
When you reach that.
I'll tell you guys a story. When I was younger, I was doing martial arts ever since I was like 6-7 years old. But when I started practicing, just before I started practicing, to be honest, I stopped. So it's been over a decade I was out of it. When I restarted recently in the summer, alhamdulillah, was nice. Love it. It was great. Sparring now, you know, when you're actually sparring with a man, it's a different story. Because now, obviously, you're not trying to hurt each other, but there is a propensity to be harmed. Do you understand? And also, especially when people know you and everyone's here, and sometimes this guy might even attend your dars to durus, watch your videos online, and you know he can, like, it's embarrassing. This guy's gonna smoke you, right? So what happened was I had to spar a particular brother, and this time we were doing striking. And this brother, I know that he had a Muay Thai background, and he used to actually compete, right? So I had to team up with him, and I don't know what happened to me, bro, but I lost composure. I actually was scared. I'm being honest with you. I actually, like, fear entered me, bro. And it was a multiplicity of, number one, I don't want to get hurt. Number two, I don't want to get embarrassed. And it was just, you know, and the brother's looking at me like, bro, your defense is terrible right now. Like, he's looking at me like, bro, I'll blow through you kind of thing, right? So, and I did terribly. But I went back the whole week. I was thinking about it. I said, bro, you know what? I actually lost before I even stepped in. Like, it was in the mind. Do you understand? Like you said, I hadn't been in that situation for so long. As in, some people never been in it. I just hadn't been in that situation for so long. I forgot to switch, you know, that beast mode on. So I said to myself, nah.
You have to train that. That's important. It's a fight and flight reflex. You have to train it,
right?
Otherwise.
So here's what I did now. Next week we came, and the coach said, spar, pick your partners, act on me and you. I jumped in straight away, akhi. I tapped him out, alhamdulillah. He was baffed. Wallah, he was baffed. Wallah, he was baffed. The next week, one big brother came and smoked me again. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, brother Abu Bakr.
I know that guy.
Yeah.
Bro, till today, wallah, when I'm working chest,
You feel it, yeah?
I feel it. The guy put his knee on my chest.
Easy.
Bro, till today, wallah, I feel it on my chest.
A month later, like, I feel it.
When I'm doing
Allah.
dips, and can I get to this point
He
here?
was from Senegal as well. He was from Senegal. No, from
That
Sierra
guy put
Leone.
some
He
serious
was from
pressure
Sierra
on my
Leone.
chest.
He was from Sierra Leone.
Abu
Big,
Bakr.
strong brother, Allah and Barry. Anyway, mashallah, tabarakallah. The point is that I smoked the brother because I put that on. Do you understand?
Smoked Abu Bakr.
No. The other brother.
I was gonna
In
say.
that one particular session. So now, look what happened. I started training with Umar. You know the whole, he trains to...
Combat.
No. The weight training to
Failure.
Like, every time he's telling me, you're not failing. And he kept saying to me, why are you scared to fail? Like, why are you scared to push your body? And I didn't realize, I'm not scared, bro. It's just I physically that can't. He said, wallah, you can. Now, every week I realize I'm pushing myself more, and I'm still not failing. But you realize that, bro, there's levels that you have to overcome.
There's levels of failure.
There's levels of failure.
Yeah.
I'm saying but the point I'm talking about is intensity. And if you've never put yourself in those intense situations, you will not be able to when life comes and hits you with that. So that's why, to echo that point, like learning how to fight, learning how to, you know, be strong, wallah, is necessary, bro.
I think we missed a big one.
Go on.
We don't have to dive into it or
No,
anything
go
like
on.
that, but I think
Just
it's
mention it.
important to mention it. It's part of qawama, it's taboo, but it's to know how to
Please, woman.
please a woman in the bedroom.
Yeah. So.
It's not even. It shouldn't even be taboo. Like it's.
No, I'm saying in terms of people talking about
It's
it.
education
from an
is needed, bro.
Islamic perspective.
Can I tell you something? Well, like there's brothers I know, bro, that are struggling. Like good miskin brothers act, just got married act, and wallahi, they just it's all going down the drain, bro. To be honest, we should do a podcast.
Things.
on that as well.
How do you teach someone without making them feel like incompetent or whatever?
Yeah,
was going to put like.
man.
But
He
then at the
needs
same
to
time, you
feel
can't put it out
competent.
publicly either. But who's going to sign up
He
to a
needs
course
to know
like
he's
that? It's like you have to accept that, bro.
Is there a way to teach it here in Sharm Bhai?
That would be a bit mad. But you don't want to talk about straps, but you want to talk about that. What's going on?
That's a course. You have to call it the gentleman's course.
Who's going to sign up to that?
Tell them the sunnah.
No, baby, I'm saying.
Okay, you know what you say, bro? Everyone's use a fake name. Use a fake name, use a fake address,
Yeah.
use a fake card.
I don't even want to charge for that, bro. I want to give it to you, man, for free.
Yeah, I mean, with that, it's just it is highly related on how you feel outside of that situation. How confident are you?
But guys, we
It's-
really need to.
No, got to wrap that up, though.
Yeah,
I like that. Go on, explain that.
yeah, it's highly related to that. If you outside of that how your relationship with her, how is it going to be? That will definitely impact that
Do
situation.
you mean if you're a dominant man? Or
Yeah, in general, if you're not like that in general, then you're gonna feel like
No, but you can have those I'm so sorry. You can have those characteristics outside, but if you know you have a deficiency in the bedroom, it'll even have an effect on you, even when you're speaking to your wife or maybe speaking to a potential
but
spouse.
this is how outside. That's how you fix it. Having awareness and knowing, understanding that a mistake doesn't define you. You know,
yeah.
you know what I mean, and just working through it, man.
I
Yeah,
think
bro.
this needs a
Yeah,
majlis.
yeah. So guys,
It's
the
a
whole
majlis.
podcast. Don't worry, we'll do this one tomorrow, inshallah.
He said, leave me in Sharjah, bro.
Khair, hopefully you guys benefited from that episode, and inshallah we'll see you next week on Chai with my Bhai. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you found it beneficial. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.